Hello everyone, welcome back to Jack in the Books, welcome back to my second channel. Today I wanted to basically talk about the books that I would really love to finish reading before the end of this crazy, ridiculous, whirlwind shit show of a year. I have a little pile here. Coincidentally, they are all blue. That was not planned, although the fact that it's dark pretty much all the time right now has got me feeling pretty blue, so maybe that's why I was drawn to it. I don't know, let's not psychoanalyze my choice in colour of book covers. The first book that I would love to read before the end of this year is Blonde Roots by Bernardine Evaristo. Bernardine Evaristo is the author of Girl, Woman, Other. She has such a gift for crafting these sprawling narratives. I thought that book was incredible. And my parents got me this for my birthday, so it's described by the Women's Prize for Fiction podcast as a phenomenal book. It is so ingenious and so novel. Think The Handmaid's Tale meets Noughts and Crosses with a bit of Jonathan Swift and Lewis Carroll thrown in. This should be thought of as a feminist classic. So that sounds just like a literary cocktail and I'm ready for it. The theme of the book is this. So imagine if the transatlantic slave trade was reversed. Imagine Africans the masters and Europeans their slaves. Now meet young Doris, who's living in a sleepy English cottage. One day she is kidnapped and put aboard a slave ship bound for the New World. On a strange tropical island, Doris is told she is an ugly, stupid savage. Her only purpose in life is to please her mistress. Then, when she becomes a personal assistant, she sees the horrors of the sugarcane fields. Slaves are worked to death under the blazing sun, but though she lives in chains, Doris dreams of escape, of returning home to England and those she loves. So I think this is going to be completely fascinating and a really interesting reversal of a historical event. So very excited to read this one. The next book is another gift that my parents got me for my birthday, and that is A Passage North. This is by Anouk Arud-Pragazem, and it was nominated for the 2021 Booker Prize, which is really cool. And this was a very, very thoughtful gift because this is set in Sri Lanka, and my parents know that I love reading books specifically about Sri Lanka. So, let me read you the blurb. It begins with a message. A telephone call informing Krishan that his grandmother's former caregiver, Rani, has died in unexpected circumstances at the bottom of a well in her village in the north of Sri Lanka, her neck broken by the fall. The news arrives on the heels of an email from Anjum, an activist he fell in love with 4 years earlier while living in Delhi, bringing with it the stirring of distant memories and desires. As Krishan makes the long journey by train from Colombo into the war-torn northern province for the funeral, so begins a journey into the soul of an island devastated by violence. Written with precision and grace, A Passage North is a poignant memorial for the missing and the dead, and a luminous meditation on time, consciousness, and the lasting imprint of the connection we make with others. So I've actually started this one already, and I'm 133 pages in out of about 300 pages, I think. So nearing the halfway point, and what I would say is that I've never read a book with such long sentences. Like, every sentence requires a lot of brain energy to focus on what is actually going on, because there's so many clauses. More clauses than Father Christmas has. Santa Claus. I tried to make a seasonal joke, it didn't work. It's good though, like I highlighted the whole of the first page because it was so exquisitely written. Like it's lovely and so inspiring, but also you need your full attention focused on this because it's a lot. And so while I'm reading that, I'm also listening to the audiobook of Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now, Taylor Jenkins Reid laces her books with crack, I swear, because they are so addictive. I cannot stop listening to this bloody audiobook. I woke up this morning excited about the prospect that I could finish this audiobook today. Like, it's taking over my life. This is my third Taylor Jenkins Reid book of the year. I think she's so brilliant, and the audiobook version of Daisy Jones and the Six is great because it basically has this huge cast of characters. And the audiobook is narrated by a huge cast of voice actors. And so it feels like you're listening to a Netflix documentary. It's so great. And so captivating, and I think Taylor Jenkins Reid is really good with the pacing of her books. She also wrote The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Malibu Rising, and they're sort of all about celebrity culture. Daisy Jones and the Six is about a band who are kind of, I think, very heavily inspired by Fleetwood Mac, and I love Fleetwood Mac so much, so much. One of my favourite bands of all time, so I'm really enjoying reading this sort of fictional reimagination of what the experience of being in Fleetwood Mac must have been like. It's very rock and roll, it's very cool. I'm really enjoying it so far, and I think it probably is going to end up getting close to a 5-star review from me, I think. We'll see how it ends. And then the other book that I would like to get through by the end of this year, which is going to be a task because it's massive. Like, this book is huge. is Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. This is the same author who wrote All the Light We Cannot See. He won the Pulitzer Prize, and this is a brand new release from him. So the description is written in a much bigger font than the other books, which is good because my contact lenses are not the right prescription. I need to get new contact lenses or glasses to go on top of my contact lenses because it's a struggle, let's just say. Okay, so this is described as a triumph of imagination and compassion, a soaring story of resilience, hope, and a book. Bound together by a single ancient text, the unforgettable characters of Cloud Cuckoo Land are dreamers and outsiders figuring out the world around them. 13-year-old Anna and Omar, an orphan seamstress and a cursed boy, on opposite sides of the formidable city walls during the 1453 surge of Constantinople. Teenage idealist Seymour and octogenarian Zeno in an attack on a public library in present-day Idaho, and Constance, decades from now, who turns to the oldest stories to guide her community in peril. Okay, so we've got lots of different narratives going on there. That was very confusing for my brain to process. I hope it made sense to you. Basically, I think there's like 3 or 4 stories going on here. Let's look over the 3. Okay, it's 3 stories. So it says the author has created a tapestry of times and places that reflects our own vast interconnectedness with other species, with each other, and with those who lived before us, and those who will be here after we're gone. Dedicated to the librarians then, now, and in the years to come, Cloud Cuckoo Land is a beautiful and redemptive novel about stewardship, of the book, of the earth, of the human heart. So, wow. All the Light We Cannot See is a book that people love and adore. And it's a book that I didn't enjoy. And I think that it's my fault. It's not the book's fault, it's entirely my fault because I read it at the wrong time for me. Because I read it during my A-level exams. And All the Light We Cannot See is a very intense, powerful, impactful book. And I think that I didn't finish it. I think I stopped halfway through because I was just finding it too slow and too difficult to kind of work through, and what I needed at that time was like a light, fluffy, easy read. So I basically picked up that book at the wrong time for me, in my life, and so I would love to return to All the Light We Cannot See and read it, but I'm excited to give this author another chance when I'm kind of in a better headspace to actually read a hefty book like this one. So those are the books that I want to read. I also would really love to try and read Shuggie Bain over Christmas. I would really like to read that one over the holiday period. And then also, on Audible, I saw you could download for free, my god, what's it called? A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig. Now, I didn't love The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. I do think he's a good writer, but I thought that The Midnight Library was a bit too sweeping and it made some observations which I don't think were precise enough given the importance of the matter at hand, which is mental health. I'm going to talk about that a bit more on my channel in my yearly wrap-up, but I'm excited to read another one of his books. You done? My boiler just decided to have its little moment. This is not a collab. This is a solo video. Thank you very much. Anyway, I'm going to give A Boy Called Christmas a go, and I hope that it will get me kind of into the festive spirit. I think it's going to be a very, like I said before, a very nice and fluffy and easy, listen. So I'm going to listen to that on Audible because I saw that it was free, so I thought, why not? And so those are the books that I'm going to try and read before the end of the year to finish off a good year of reading. It's been a really fun year. So let me know in the comments down below what you are going to try and read before the year is up, if you are going to try and read something before the year is up. If not, let me know what your favourite book was this year, and I'll catch you very soon on this channel or on my main channel. I'll be somewhere. All the best, stay in touch, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!